Why, hi everyone, and welcome back to Grey Matter. We've made it to chapter 2. Just to recap, in the previous episodes, we covered chapter 1. We met Sam, and we've met all of the important people. We managed to get our volunteers for the experiment. The experiment went ahead, and something spooky has happened during the events of the experiment. We've also met Dr. David Stiles, who's the owner of the estate that we're staying in, as well as the person who is performing the experiments. It's the morning after. We've had what I can only assume to be more eggs cooked by the lovely Mrs. Dalton. We're going to find out what we're going to need to do next, where we're going to need to go, and yeah, just see where the adventure takes us. So the only new thing in this room is the newspaper on the kitchen table here. Well, it's not really a table, it's an island. So that's the only new thing I need to interact with. And Sam is going a long way around getting it. So this is a copy of the Oxford Student, and as you can see, if I zoom in, this article covers the strange event that we saw in the cutscene at the end of the last chapter. Prank at Horsepath track almost blinds custodian. Crop circles at Oxford. I said crop circles. An elaborate and bewildering ruse occurred last night at the Horsepath athletics track. Hang on, did I read that right? I didn't. I added words in. Never mind, you get the gist. Someone adorned the gravel track with an elaborate pattern. Crop circles at Oxford? It seems the pranksters might have been inspired by crop circle con men. But the Horsepath director was not impressed, especially since one of the maintenance personnel was nearly injured. And that's all they have to say about the matter. So if I click on it, we might get some feedback from Sam.
Horsepath track? That's the track we imagined last night. How weird. This is not good. I need to look into this.
Oh yeah, so when we were at the experiment, we were kind of going into a sort of hypnotic sort of state, and Dr. Stiles was describing the environment he wanted us to picture, and an athletics track was indeed what he wanted us to picture, so there has to be some sort of link. So I've got a little glowy icon up here, which means we've unlocked a new location. Now, I'm not too sure which way around we're going to want to do this. There's stuff we need to do here, apparently, so I might as well have a little roam around. Because I think Mrs. Dalton said that the basement's accessible now. Let's have a look. Ah, there's a door. That means we can go down there. Okay. So we can inspect things, but I don't know if we're going to get very far.
Into wine much? This one wall probably costs more than I've made in the past 5 years.
I can only imagine it costs a great deal more than that, Sam, but who really knows? I'm not a sommelier.
That must be where Dr. Stiles keeps his past victims. Oh boy.
Okay, it looks like this door might open at some point, but I don't know if we can open it now. Or grate, sorry.
Not gonna happen. Not without a few sticks of dynamite, anyway.
You mean a magician doesn't carry dynamite? Well.
Nice effect seeing those faces look down at you from the darkness. Maybe I can incorporate something like that into my act. The door's locked.
Alright, I wonder if they're both locked. Though I'm pretty sure Mrs. Dalton said that the instructions should be down here for me, so maybe the main lab's open. Haha. Of course, you know the rules by now. I'm going to inspect absolutely everything, and I like to work clockwise. So let's start with this weird crow.
Someone in the Stiles' family had a thing for stuffed birds. That one's just plain evil.
I'm quite partial to taxidermy, I must admit.
The shape of some of those is a little odd. I wonder if they had abnormal brains.
Every time I hear that, I just think of Young Frankenstein and the joke about Abby Normal. That has got to be one of my favourite films. I do recommend.
You never know when you're going to need a spare brain.
Okay, so there's quite a bit to interact with on this table. So there is a note of instructions. Let's take that. I think that's going to be the most key item. And we have a handwritten letter here from Dr. Stiles. And I'm not going to put on a Colin Firth voice. I'll just read it out as is. Miss Everett, as mentioned, I need you to sort my files. That was the reason for your employment. Instructions are as follows. In general, file a folder by the first letter on the tab, except if it's a publication of mine, file it under P for publications. If it concerns Oxford, file it under O. I don't expect you to finish today, but do begin if that isn't straining you too awfully. David Stiles. God, he really is such an up himself so-and-so. Ah, and there is more. So we have a letter from the NHS. Dear Dr. Stiles, we are in desperate need of the contractor's report for the equipment you donated to the FMRIB Centre at John Radcliffe Hospital in 2002. This is the 5th notice we have sent you in the past 2 months. Please send the receipt to me by Friday at the latest, as it is required by our auditors. Desperately, Susan Whittier, Assistant to Mr. Headley, the Department of Clinical Neurology, Radcliffe Infirmary. I've never seen a letter signed off with the term desperately. Okay, but apparently she needs a receipt, which hopefully is lying around here somewhere. It might even be in the filing cabinet. I don't know. It could be hiding somewhere. I'm going to inspect everything to find out.
That's the woman from the portrait in the hall.
Okay, I thought I clicked the appointment book, but I must have clicked this photo. So presumably that photo there is the wife again. Yes, because it's the same portrait from the hall. Now, I want the appointment book. Click on that.
2002? Someone's a pack rat.
So everything is stuck in time. The year 2002 seems to come up an awful lot.
That looks Victorian. Very cool. I could see that in my dressing room someday, when I'm famous.
Oh, well, a girl can dream.
A little light reading? No thanks. Those dead flowers are pitiful. I guess Stiles doesn't let Mrs. Dalton clean down here.
So there's even dead flowers down here. It would stand to reason that we had the 2002 calendar on the notes board in the kitchen, an appointment book from 2002. I would be tempted to say that he literally hasn't cleaned down here since 2002. That flower is presumably like 3 years old.
This is your brain on a blackboard. It looks like a full-body medical scanner. Must have cost a fortune.
Okay, I think that's everything we can examine on this end. We've just got that filing cabinet to look at now. Right, well, we've already read that letter, so we know what he wants us to do.
Those files before Dr. Charm gets up. Straining me too awfully. My ass.
Okay. Alright, so it just gives us files to put away straight away. Okay. I thought I had to go find the file. So HRI publish. So that is a publication. That's going to go in P. To be or not to be. That's going to go in T. Art and the brain. That's going to go in A. Yellow lights. Science at a crossroads. That's going to be Y. Organic life. That's going to be O. How not to work. That sounds like one of those like, you know, those For Dummies books that used to be really popular. How not to work. That'll be in H. E Science. Lobotomy. Quite concerned he has a file about lobotomy. My Way or the Highway.
There. That was fast.
There we
And
go.
now I can snoop.
Pro.
What fun.
Okay, so... Oh, it looks like we can open some drawers and not others. So should we... I'm just going to click all of them in case there's something...
Nothing exciting in here.
Okay.
Haitian case files.
There might be some different dialogue.
Nothing exciting in here.
Okay, maybe not.
Haitian case files.
Aha.
Nothing exciting in here.
I am just going to click on everything.
Nothing
I don't want to
exciting in
miss
here.
anything.
This should be enlightening.
Okay, let's check this out then. So, Scientific American, Extraordinary Powers of Ordinary Minds by Dr. David Stiles, published May 1997. Oh, blimey. Right, I should have brought a drink up for this. We've all heard the news that we only use 1/10 the capacity of our brain. But why is that the case, and what intriguing possibilities lay in those dormant sections of grey matter? There are billions of neural connections in the brain. When an infant is born, their neurons are still sending out test flares to other neurons and gauging the response. Our brains prune connections that aren't productive and strengthen connections that are. The early years in which we experience our world sets our neural wiring for life. Oops. Hang on. The scroller doesn't scroll. There are entire networks of... Oh, hang on. I completely missed a section. No, I didn't. Right. Reading is hard, guys. There are entire networks of potential connections that are unused because in our infant life we did not find a need for them. We find proof in a few extraordinary cases, such as the boy who was blind from birth and developed a bat-like ability to sense objects. He could ride his bicycle at terrific speeds despite his lack of sight. And our species continues to evolve new mental capabilities. Scholars believe that the ancient Greeks did not see as many colours as we do today. An early Christian historian commented on how brilliant St. Augustine was because when he read to himself, you couldn't see his lips move. Fields outside neurobiology give us clues to the potential of the brain. Physics has shown that our brain has a special relationship with the world of matter. When we are not perceiving a subatomic particle, it is a wave. But when the human brain turns its attention on it, the particle changes form, behaving like solid matter. In the areas of psi research, scientists have demonstrated that the brain is capable of abilities that have no explanation according to the currently understood picture of the brain or even that of time and space. In the next 50 years, we will begin to discover just how extraordinary our minds might be, how deeply interconnected our brains are to physical reality and vice versa, and how we can awaken new potential within the human mind. So, it sounds to me like David's a bit of a fantasist.
Well, right's well, but I don't believe in psi powers or the paranormal or any of that stuff.
So effectively, Dr. David Stiles wants to prove that X-Men exist. That's cool. Okay. Oh, we can open this one too.
Nothing exciting in here. Nothing exciting in here.
If there's going to be a lot of things to read, this might be quite a long episode. I do apologise.
The neurobiology department is looking for a report on an fMRI donation. This must be it.
Bingo. Then we will take it. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to post that or deliver it maybe.
Haitian? Nothing exciting. Haitian?
Ooh.
Nothing exciting.
Okay. I am just going to kind of click.
Something written by Dr. Abraham Linkweller. This might be interesting.
Okay, so skeptical scientist. Okay, is this criticising his work maybe? Oh, this is a bit blurry, so I'm going to have to read this. There's no way you're going to be able to read it. This was published on the 20th of October 2002, so 5 years after Dr. Stiles' article. So, Ordinary Powers of Extraordinary Minds. Some of my misguided colleagues have claimed that the human brain will develop extraordinary abilities in the future, going as far as to insist it will happen in the next 50 years. This is the worst kind of pseudoscience and magical thinking. The truth is, there is no evidence that our brains have undergone any serious evolution since we hunted with bow and arrow and drug our kill back to the cave. The drive for shelter, food, sex and security are as fundamental to our society as they ever were. Preach! And we solve problems in the same way, not by developing supernatural powers, but by good old-fashioned cogitation. I feel like that's probably supposed to be cognition, I don't know. Words are hard as well. When our modern world made swift travel over long distances desirable, did we evolve the ability to fly? No, we used the same mental thought processes that invented the wheel to invent the airplane. The scientific reality is that the brain is well understood. It doesn't have any extraordinary powers and doesn't need any. The ordinary brain is miraculous enough. I mean, there is a lot of truth in that, I would say, but this guy has clearly just gone out of his way to make this comment to shit on Styles. Is kind of, well, maybe it's not even a theory, it was more of a scientific intrigue. So this Dr. Abram Linkweller guy is one of those hoity-toity, I won't be told I'm wrong types, I bet. So that was under L, wasn't it? So let's keep going. Ooh, more.
Nothing exciting. This lists everyone in the department.
Ooh, we have some phone numbers. Okay, maybe we'll need to use those later.
Scientific. Nothing. Scientific. Nothing. Nothing. Science. Nothing.
Right. Okay, we've cleared out the filing cabinet. And I think we can go further back to the main lab. Let's have a look. I think this might be where the experiment took place the night before. Aha, so it is. So we have a computer.
I better not touch Dr. Stiles' computer. He's not exactly the forgiving type.
No, to be fair, you'd probably break something.
That's the fMRI equipment. Supposedly harmless.
Okay.
It was nice of Dr. Stiles to spring for the super deluxe lobotomy beds.
Very nice of him.
It was nice of...
Oh, I didn't mean to click that twice. What else have we got?
Nice of...
So we've got
I
curtains.
think I prefer those open, just so I have the illusion that I know what's going on.
Okay, and then restraining straps. So when I hover over these, I get... What do I get if I hover over the straps? Oh. I just get beds. How do I get the straps? That's a strap. Can I get that one? What about this one? It doesn't seem to want me to inspect any of the straps. Maybe I've got to... Maybe there's a sweet spot with the straps. Ooh, what does that do? No, that's a curtain. I am determined to select everything. If the game will let me. That's a bit annoying. There's definitely another thing to select, but it won't let me. Ah!
It was nice of Dr. Stiles.
Oh no, that's a bed again. Ah!
At least he's not using the restraining straps on us.
So if we're trying to get everything, those restraining straps were quite hard. You have to hover on one of them that's dangling over by the looks of it. But I believe that's everything to do in the house. Oh, maybe not. You know what I realised I didn't do? I don't think I ever went inside the garage. I'm pretty sure you're able to enter the garage in later chapters. Let's try it. See, I remember this now. I just couldn't remember if you could access it in chapter 1 or not.
These look old and a bit moldy. I think that's a Bentley under there. Nice.
The bike doesn't look like it's in too bad of a state.
The bike will have to wait until I've got a bit more cash.
Right, let's have a look-see at... So Sam plays lab assistant. So we've still got 3 points left to go, but I'm just wondering if with that, those 3 points might rely on me delivering the receipt to that secretary lady. So if I have a look on the map now. Oh, okay, so we've unlocked another place. The Radcliffe Infirmary. That's where the lady wants the receipt. So I still need to finish the Betrayer's Price puzzle, which is in Oxford. Where to go first? I don't think anything's missable. I don't think it matters which order you do things in, but it might be worth starting with the horsepack track because, yeah, I didn't think there was much to do. I'm pretty sure this is all you can do here. So we've got the exit, check out the pattern and talk to the custodian kid, which is called Eddie. So let's have a quick look at the pattern.
That's an elaborate pattern. Someone went to a lot of trouble.
Right. Let's see what Eddie has to say.
He's not an Oxford student. Looks like a headbanger to me.
Now, Sam, I resent that remark. I mean, sure, I didn't go to university, but I'm fairly certain there are plenty of headbangers that have done further education. I'm very surprised that she's so judgmental by people's looks. Not a great character trait.
Hey.
Hey.
I heard something happened out here. Damn, that is freaky.
Yeah. You a student?
Me? Hell no.
Well, that's alright then. I'm sick and tired of those spooners trying to tell me I've lost my mind. They wasn't here, was they?
They always think they know everything.
And that's straight up. I'm Eddie.
I'm Sam.
Spooners.
You were here when that happened then?
Yeah.
So what was it? A bunch of spooners messing about?
Yeah. Think you can handle the truth. Because no one else can.
Screw them, right? I've got an open mind.
Alright. You ready? I was here, paving lines on the track. Every few months I gotta do it. Had my headphones on, you know? Rocking out.
Yeah?
All of a sudden, bam, like that. I'm in the middle of this wind. I'm in a huge cloud of dirt, right? It was moving too. The little pebbles and shit stinging me. It was like one of them cyclones or something.
No way.
Scared the crap out of me. See, I can't breathe, can I? So I legged it. Can't see nothing. Finally, I gets out of it. Onto the grass.
A cloud of dust? Like a dust storm?
Yeah. So then I looks back at the track. Them lines were there. Just like that. Hey, up. You want to know what I think?
Yeah, I do.
You heard of crop circles, right? Well, this was just like that crap. Only I saw it happen. I think it was aliens. I swear to God.
Now, kind of backtracking a little bit on what I said about Sam being judgmental. If it weren't for the fact we had seen those events play out which Eddie has just described, he sounds higher than a kite. He sounds like he is talking absolute gibberish. And I can understand why people are a bit sceptical and haven't really believed him, because it does sound like he just had a very bad trip, to be honest. But let's poke and prod and let's ask him a few more questions and get some more info.
What time did all this come down?
Maybe 1/2 past. I came in at 11. It took me a bit to get the paint mixed and stuff.
Ah, so he admits it. He was high on paint fumes.
Did you hear anything? Maybe the sound of a motor?
Nah. Anyway, I had my pod cranked.
How long was it from the time the wind hit you till you saw the lines?
Smart, ain't ya? That's the thing. Couldn't have taken me more than 5 minutes, maybe 10 max to get clear of it. Them lines was already painted when I look back. In all that dust too. Oh, you tell me how that's possible.
No way they could have been there before? It must have been pretty dark out.
You see them lines? Oh, have a look. I would have seen him.
Maybe you passed out for a while. You said you couldn't breathe.
Oh, you sound like Mr. Gerald, my boss, bloody wanker. Look, I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, I'm not God Almighty, am I? But that ain't the way I remember it.
Did you see anything else at all?
My eyes are all clogged from the dust. I don't know.
What? You did see something else, didn't you? Come on, Eddie. We're cool, right?
But I ain't said this to nobody, but there was something on the track.
What?
I saw the funnel still going round. This cloud of just chaos, right? Dust and pebbles and shit whirling around. Like something from a sci-fi movie. The thing is, it was following the track.
What do you mean, following the track?
I mean, I saw it turn the bleeding corner. Whoever heard of wind doing that?
Hey, Eddie. Thanks, man. You're pretty cool.
Yeah. Anytime. See you around.
See ya.
Okay, so we only really have the word of a
Eddie
madman to go
could be
on.
right about the time. Magicians have been known to pull off big stunts in minutes, but not without a lot of planning and practice. Someone knew what they were doing. I'd better see what I can find out about the skilled magicians in this area.
Okay, so of course it could be a elaborate magic trick. So there's a lot really that ties into already established aspects. So yeah, I suppose it really could be anything at this point. But you know who would know about skilled magicians in the area? I think we need to have a chat with Mephistopheles. So I'm going to go to Oxford. As you can see, everything on this map is highlighted in gold. So at some point we're going to have to visit everywhere anyway. Okay. We could go straight to Mephistopheles, but I am concerned that we need to get the Betrayer's Price quest solved. We have a random lady here now. A flower. I think she's selling flowers. We might as well chat to her whilst we're here.
She's selling wildflowers.
Well, that's nice. Thanks for stating the obvious, Sam. Let's talk to her. Do we need flowers for a trick?
Hi. I'll take a bunch of flowers.
God bless you, miss.
Now I've got a flower for you. Ready?
Ooh, isn't that lovely? Beautiful. Thank you, miss.
Don't stay out here too long, will you? You'll catch a cold.
Oh, God bless you.
Well, she was a pleasant lady. So do we actually have flowers now? Wow, we've got loads in our inventory now. So starting from the newspaper we picked up earlier, we've got the newspaper, the instructions that Styles left us, that infirmary letter, the article, the receipt. Oh, the other article kind of poo-pooing Styles's ideas, the phone list and flowers. Okay. So we've got quite a bit to work with here. Right, I want to go to the pub. And it's open now. You can see it's glowing. That means there must be people in.
Hello, miss.
Hi.
Right, let's have a chat with these patrons.
They don't look like the Daedalus Club type. They don't look like the Daedalus Club type.
Again, judging people by their appearance, Sam. I'm deeply, deeply upset with you for this.
Hi, my name's Sam. Can I bother you for a minute?
I doubt that you could bother me, a nice-looking girl like you. But I'm all ears if you want to try.
I've got a feeling if we just ask him straight up about the Daedalus Club, he is gonna think we're mad as a box of frogs, but hey-ho.
Do you know the Daedalus Club? Is this pub in one of their riddles?
Daedalus Club? Couldn't tell you a thing about that, lass.
Hmm.
Can you tell me about the pub? Curious name, the Windy Dog.
Well, you see, it was named after the digestive problems of the original owner's pet.
Ha ha.
No, I'm just joshing you. It was named for a ship, you know. The founder was a retired sea captain.
Okay, that makes way more sense. Though, I would quite happily have accepted the original reasoning that it was named after a dog that couldn't stop farting. That would have been acceptable. Okay, we have this horn here. What do we do with it?
That's a curious piece.
Okay.
It's not every day you see a wishing horn.
And can we blow into it? Ooh. Oh. Well, that was anticlimactic.
It's all right, love. Just a bit of fun, eh?
Barrel of laughs. I don't know a lot about horns, but that doesn't look right. I think there's a piece missing.
Do we have to go on a wild goose chase to find more, or should we just talk to the bartender again? Okay, we can talk to him about the horn.
Gimmick with that horn. Do many tourists fall for it?
Do you mean the wishing horn? It isn't a gimmick. The horn was on the captain's boat. It was blown at any sign of danger. See, the captain still owns this place. And if you blow the horn, his spirit will come to you. And if you speak your wish, he might just grant it.
Like I said, cute. Not very sanitary, though.
Not a bit of it. I soak the mouthpiece in 100 proof all day. Cleanest damn spot in all of England.
Fair play, can't really argue with that logic.
Is there something missing from the horn, like a mouthpiece?
I told you I soaked it in 100 proof all day, didn't I?
You were alright.
Here you be.
Gee, thanks.
Okay, so if we blow into the horn now, do we get a pirate ghost that tells us where the rest of the clues are? Okay, I'll equip it and see if it adds on.
Told you she wasn't stupid.
That a girl. The captain was sure to hear that. Go on.
I want a piece of gold.
Piece of gold? What the hell is that? If it's money you want, ask for £100. Crikey.
Whatever happened to love? That's what I'd like to know. Thought you looked the type.
What has love got to do with
There's a
any of
piece
this?
gold and a little something extra.
Thanks.
My pleasure. Good luck.
Ah, so the bartender is in on it. So the trial of Archbishop Cranmer, Christchurch Cathedral. Okay, so it's telling us we have to go to Christchurch after all. So it's sending us all over the place. Now, in my haste, I almost went straight there, but I forgot we actually came here with an ulterior motive. Let's go to Corn Market Street and head off to the Black Wand. Come on, Mephistopheles.
Good day, Miss Everett.
Hi.
What can I do for you today, Miss Everett?
Mind if I ask a few questions?
The asker always reveals more than the one who answers. Ask away.
Are you a member of the Daedalus Club?
If I were a member, I'd be sworn by oath not to reveal the name of any member, and that would include myself. Do you know what the penalty is for breaking an oath?
No. What?
Having your eye plucked out.
I hope that's not the kind of trick you pull for the tourists.
It's pretty convincing with a bit of stage blood.
Is it true that every member of the Daedalus Club once pulled off a grand game?
Oh, yes. It doesn't matter who you know or how successful you might be. Even CIA code breakers have to create a game.
There are CIA code breakers in the Daedalus Club?
Certainly. It's about the game in all its forms. Though magic and illusion play a large role, naturally.
Naturally. So, can you tell me more about what a grand game is exactly?
I suppose I might tell you about some of the famous games of the past. Those that became so well known they can't really be considered secret anymore.
Okay, so I see where Sam's going with this. So maybe what we experienced at the Horsepath track is a magician's grand
Do
game.
you think it's possible that someone could be running a grand game in Oxford? Right now?
Is it possible?
Well, not me.
Not me.
You have my attention. Tell me about some of the famous grand games.
Let's see. There was the successful TV illusionist. He was famous for making large things disappear.
You mean...
No names, please. As it happens, one of his most legendary stunts was to make the Statue of Liberty disappear from the New York harbor for 30 minutes.
I remember that.
It wasn't just for the TV cameras. That feat was a bid for entry to the Daedalus Club.
No way! Did he get in?
Remember the eye, my dear. Remember the eye.
In other words, stop asking so many bloody questions, Sam.
Tell me about another grand game.
And this one caused quite a scandal. Tiffany's in London had a window display of a ring called the Crensfield Star. The pink diamond in this ring was worth millions.
Yeah?
One day, the Tiffany's manager noticed that the ring was gone. The security guards remembered a well-dressed, frail old lady who had stopped to ask questions. Within hours, the theft was all over the news, and the police were searching the city. They kept getting strange tips about this little old lady, and were led on a merry chase. It was on the news all day, getting more and more bizarre.
But
What is it?
did they really steal the ring?
My dear, do you think the Daedalus Club would accept a thief? Let me finish the story. No, in the end, the ring was found the next morning, in Scotland Yard, in the cup of coffee of the chief detective on the case.
Oh, that is awesome! With my luck, though, I'd end up in jail.
There's always risk in a great game. Managing it is the sign of a master, but it's not a stunt I would recommend to you. No.
Any more grand games you can tell me about?
Just one more, I think. This was a game a potential member designed for his wife. She was a twin and had been separated from her sister when they were small. The man found the twin and plotted a way for the two women to meet. One of the sisters was an antique collector and the other worked for Sotheby's. He designed a beautiful game that had them both tracking down pieces of an ancient chess set until the quest brought them together. A lovely piece of work. And touching, very delicately done.
I see what you mean. There are all kinds of games.
Perhaps someday you will invent yet another kind, Miss Everett. I look forward to it.
Okay, so we've got a little bit more information out of Mephistopheles, but I don't think it's anything that we're going to be able to use right now. If we have a little look at the map here, it seems to think there's still things for us to do here in Oxford, but I can't really think what. Not unless it means we've got to come back here. I think the best thing to do would be to follow the next lead, which is the Christchurch lead for the Betrayer's Choice option. Or not Betrayer's Choice, Betrayer's Price, or whatever it's called. So if we actually have a little look at that, it's actually telling us to go to the cathedral. So that's the hall, so we might as well go straight to this end.
I guess a church could be a place where souls choose their fate.
Ah, right. I see how she's linked up the clues there. Let's talk to this guide.
And so the cathedral was... Yes, may I help you? You're a little early for the guided tour, but if I can be of assistance...
Oh no, I'm not really visiting for now. I'm not with a guided tour anyway.
Really? Maybe you could help me then. Ask me some questions about the cathedral, like you're a tourist.
Well, I guess I can.
Right, if I was a tourist, which would I want to learn about? Should we just ask everything?
And what can you tell me about these stained glass windows?
There are many stained glass windows in the cathedral, and we have one of the few specimens of flaming heart angels in Western England, just right here.
Okay, that was super interesting.
Anything else special about the cathedral?
The cathedral was the smallest in the United Kingdom until 1905, when the previous parish churches became cathedrals on their own. Birmingham took the title then, and nowadays it's Derby Cathedral.
So what about this altar over there?
It's almost as old as the cathedral itself, and it features a triptych where some say Judas the Betrayer appears. It is rather unlikely, but this theory is based upon the fact that this character has a small purse attached to his belt.
How old is the cathedral?
Henry VIII officially opened it in 1546 under the name of Ecclesia Christi Cathedralis Oxoniensis.
So I guess you've done pretty well.
Really? Oh, thank you, miss.
Unfortunately, I did not soak in half of that information. I am worried that I was probably supposed to pay attention to that. It might have been vital in our riddle here. Oh well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We can examine the angel in the window, but I don't think we can actually get up there.
Beautiful stained glass window. I especially like the bloody heart. Nice touch.
Okay, that looks like that's the only part of the window we can examine. Okay, what can we examine here? So we can examine the pool, but, well, it doesn't look like much of a pool. And then there's a switch. We might as well flip the switch first. I wonder if that fills the pool with water. I bet it does. I think it does.
I wonder what this does. I did not expect that.
Okay, apparently something has miraculously appeared inside the pool, which wasn't there before.
It's another piece of the ideogram.
Is it the final piece of the ideogram? Where is my ideogram? Aha. Okay, so that can go there. Oh no. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go.
And that's it. Now if I can just solve this rebus, I should be able to finish the game.
Well, this is pretty easy. So car plus axe. So car, axe plus an F. Carfax. Right. Flower minus fleur is hour. Plus a T, tower. And then bone minus the B plus the fur is phone. I mean, hence, the little phone booth here was a dead giveaway. So that little phone booth at the in Carfax is what we want to go to. So I must admit, I could have sworn the phone booth had no significance, but there we go. I can't remember everything in this game. So we can go back. Oh wait, no. Okay, I can't. Do I have to leave the room first? Then use the map? Now can I leave this infernal place? My skin is melting in this place that is all holy. There we go. Okay, so Christchurch is all greyed out. We're done with it. Horsepath track was also greyed out, so I don't need to go back there. It makes sense at the moment to just carry on the Betrayer's Price. And go straight to the phone booth. Okay. Oh, we've got a little Daedalus Club logo here, but I can't interact with it. Right. Maybe we should read this one. 5 pieces of gold, done, in the Scholar's Heart. So we've done all this. The 5th is at the end, done that. Where souls choose their fate, that was the church. Altogether they point to a place. Yep, that's where we're at now. We are at the pointed place. So there, enter the name of the one who sold his soul for 30. So I think... Oh, this is old school. So for anyone who was born after maybe 1999... There was a time where telephones, particularly mobile phones, this is where the text language came from, we used to use the numbers on a keypad to create words. I think that's what the game wants me to do here, but whose name does it want me to type? Can I pick up the phone? Ah! If I do this... Right. ABC, yeah, okay, I know how that works, but let's just click around and see what happens.
County Elf.
Sorry, wrong number.
Yeah, we don't want County Health, so... Betrayer's Price. Who did we talk about? We talked about King Henry back at the church. Let's try... I don't see how that's significant, but... Henry. Okay, no.
Hello?
Hello, is that Henry?
Hi, is this the Daedalus Club?
Who? You've got the wrong number, sweetheart.
Okay. Let's think about this. Well, why is the riddle called Betrayer's Price? Okay, the only traitor in history that I know of is Judas. And I suppose it is fitting. We were in a cathedral. Okay, should we try Judas? Well, that doesn't sound good.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Mastering the game.
I did it. And I has a gold coin.
This is amazing. I solved my first Daedalus Club riddle. How cool is that?
Ooh, look, it has St. Paul's Cathedral on it and the House of Parliament. That is alright, I guess. Okay, so let's exit out of there. Okay, so Betrayer's Price Part 2 complete. Strange Events at the Horsepath track complete. Sam Plays Lab Assistant not completed. Okay. So if I go to the main map, I wonder if Oxford is complete. Oh, okay, no it's not. Not sure where to go first. Well, my logic is we know we have to go here because we have to give that receipt in. So I'm going to go to where the game doesn't want me to go.
Hey, it's
Yes.
the head lab rat.
Okay, maybe this is where it wanted me to go.
Don't call us that. Where have you been, Sam? Been trying to find you for an hour. I checked in the lobby, and your name wasn't in the register.
Oh, damn. It's the Sam thing. They always have me listed as a boy.
I thought of that. There are no Everetts at St. Edmund Hall, and I thought you said...
After the divorce, I went to my mother's name. Then I changed my mind again. Why don't I just give you my cell phone number?
Cool, I'll take it. That will give me a grand total of 3 on my contact list.
555.
Harvey, the most popular person ever.
557-2496.
Not.
Got that one. Got it. Did you get mine?
555-2234.
I don't have one. I don't get a lot of calls.
Yes, well, how can you, darling? When you don't have a phone.
I love Helena's sass.
Did you read Ox Stew today about what happened at the track? Maybe Styles has some kind of secret power generator hooked up to our brains. I mean, did you get a look at him? He's like a refugee from a Dark Shadows convention.
He is not. He is not.
You have to admit it's bizarre. And my legs are actually sore today. As if I really did run last night.
Now that you mention it. Yeah, mine too.
Really? Let me see.
The truth is, we don't know what Styles is doing. He could be capable of anything. Unless you know Sam. You do know him well, right?
Yes, you got us all into this. You wouldn't have recruited us unless you trusted the man.
Of course. I've known Dr. Styles for, sheesh, a while now. I'm sure this whole thing is just a coincidence. But if it'll make you feel better, I'll do some checking around before we go back tonight.
Well, as long as you're volunteering. Try the library. I hear they have books there and stuff.
Shall we meet back here? What time? Noon? I'll let you know what I find out.
Don't let us down, Samantha.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, Charles.
Noon? Meeting them here at lunchtime. What time is it now? It's far too early for all these students to be up and at it. Right. I think there is a good time to pause it and leave the episode for now. We finished the Betrayer's Price, which I'm really happy with. We've got a little bit of info regarding the strange events from Eddie over at the track. And now the gang want me, the others want me to investigate a little bit further, or at least find proof that reassures them that something weird, the weirdness isn't linked to them. Which unfortunately, I don't think that's how it's going to go. I think the weirdness is completely linked to them, but you know, we'll see. So thank you for watching thus far. I really do hope that you've enjoyed this enough so far to want to come back for more. So please stay tuned for the next part of this chapter. And yeah, I'm sure I'll see you again soon.